Hey guys, welcome back. I haven't made a video in 2 weeks, and what a 2 weeks it has been. I will quickly cover everything last week, and then this week. Against Arizona, the first period turned out okay with the 2-1 lead. The second period was horrible, with Arizona scoring back-to-back goals. They seemed to turn on in the third, scoring 3 goals in just over 2 minutes. The next game was somewhat similar with a tied game after one. In the second, though, it was Boston. Boston. The third was amazing this time, as they scored 3 times to tie the game while only allowing 1 goal against. They still let McAvoy make a cheeky move in overtime, which gave them an overtime loss. Honestly, if they are going to lose, they should lose in overtime. That's not what they did against Minnesota, as the defense issues showed up in the third. That was probably the worst defensive 20 minutes of the year. Minnesota's defense was on point, though, only letting up 1 goal that period. On 20 shots, the Oilers let in 3 goals. On 7 shots. Saturday, the Battle Alberta. They were seemingly destroyed. Calgary was out shooting and outscoring Edmonton. The puck fails to clear the zone. And oh, look at that. There is a wall of 3 Oilers. But once you get the puck behind that wall, there is a tied-up Nurse and 3 open flames. I know that Knobloch's team was behind 3 goals, but pulling the goalie with 7 minutes left is just a tad bit early. Maybe this is a pattern. They won 3. Then they lose 3. Then they get back together and win 8. They're thrown off a little. They need 3 losses to reset. Then they win 16. Then the pattern is broken. But 3 losses gives them the reset they needed for the divisional matchup between the 2 teams tied at 68 points. I was at this game, and it was very exciting. It finally looked somewhat like the team we saw in the streak. McDavid has tons of shooting lanes to the net, but he knows that Hyman is open for the pass. Stu played amazing, letting in 2 goals on 40 shots. This set the stage for a power play goal. Then Bouchard teed one up. He blew up the whole building with that Bouch bomb. Connor Brown finally got a point, assisting on the assurance goal from Nugent Hopkins. They would play the Blues next. Part of the learning experience from the last game, where they had taken a beating, was to not draw 10 penalties. They drew a call early in the first. Then the Blues got another goal just 5 minutes in. Zach Hyman set the stage for the Oilers' comeback with a power play goal. It was then him and McDavid that tied it.
40th of the season! He's the Hymenator!
The Hymenator has been on fire lately. He seems to have waken up from his hibernation. He only cost $5.4 million a year, and he is 3rd in the NHL for scoring. He scored more than Kucherov at half the price. He's on pace for 55-plus goals, which would just be insane.
Not to take it away from him, but
No, I mean, I play with the best player in the world, so I'm very fortunate and very aware that I'm pretty lucky. It's obviously one of the big reasons I chose to come here, was to have the opportunity to play with.
Speaking of Connor, he finished the comeback versus St. Louis, snapping his 10-game goalless streak. Let's not forget that he had 23 assists in those games. They almost never scored without him. Saturday afternoon, Hyman wasn't able to keep his goal-scoring streak. Skinner played amazingly in that game, letting in 1 goal on 25 shots. He had almost got the shout-out if it hadn't taken the lucky bounce off of Nurse's glove into the net. Hey Vegas, how are things going down there? For the first time this season, the Oilers are in 2nd place.
Hey, that's pretty good.
It's especially good considering that they were 2nd last at the beginning of the season. They've really caught up to Vegas. Quick standings check. They are only 9 points behind the Canucks with 4 games in hand. They are finally 1 ahead of Vegas and 4 ahead of LA. I will be making a separate video with trade deadline news probably on Monday, and another one with the final result on Friday.